Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. It is me, Jose Carlos, aka the Orchid Geek. So I can't wait to show you guys what's currently blooming in my collection. There are several plants that I can't wait to share with you all. But let's start off over here on the right corner with this beautiful Bifrenaria inodora. And this stunning plant is a Brazilian species that belongs to the Maxillaria tribe. It has these gorgeous green flowers with a nice deep purple and pink lip. It's kind of somewhat in between, but I think it's more purple. And they're just growing all around the plant. As you can see, it's almost in a 360 manner. And this plant also has these very large, nice leathery leaves. And you can see again, the flowers are right here. Now, the inflorescences on this particular species actually grow from the base of the pseudobulbs that matured last year, and it is very common for the species to have cone-like pseudobulbs that have 4 sides. They really do look quite extraordinary, I think. Additionally, these typically bloom in late spring to early summer, and they are also not fragrant at all. Compared to other species of Bifrenaria, this particular inodora is not fragrant, and in fact, the name inodora means without fragrance. So here again is the orchid one more time. I'm gonna be putting a picture up right now that represents the color and shows it a lot better. So here we can see the true color of this magnificent orchid. I'll be putting in some pictures in this video simply because the white plastic on my greenhouse tends to affect the white balance in the video, so I hope you guys don't mind. So right here we have the beautiful Encyclia Materoi, and it has these wonderful chartreuse edgings around the petals and sepals, and they really do bring out the mahogany color inside a lot more. Now, this particular species actually has a trilobed lip that is bright fuchsia with 2 golden spots towards the bottom. And right back here we have a beautiful hybrid called Thomas's Finale. This is a hybrid of Encyclia Thomas Fennell by Encyclia tampensis, and this is a striking beauty. I think that the color combination is simply fantastic, and I truly am enjoying its blooms. Traveling to the left here, we have another stunning Encyclia hybrid, and this particular hybrid is between Encyclia Orchid Jungle by Encyclia deota. Now, you will notice that this particular Encyclia hybrid has a darker color scheme than the other ones I showed you previously. This one here has a nice light rose lip, while the petals and sepals are actually a nice dark brown. This picture really does this orchid justice, and you can even see the veins found in its stunning lip. It really is a remarkable hybrid, and it's one of my favorites. And jumping right down here, we have 2 stunning seedlings of Encyclia vitellina by Encyclia Green Hornet. Now, these 2 seedlings came from the San Diego Orchid Show, and I have repotted them into my own mix. Now, you will notice that the flower right back here in this seedling is completely yellow, and it's actually yellow including the lip. Now, if we go ahead and take a look at the one right here in the front, you will notice that it might have a smaller flower, but the color is a lot stronger. It's a nice vibrant yellow with a stunning white lip. So let's go ahead and take a look at the seedling back here because it does have a new growth. So hopefully it puts out some roots pretty soon and they can get established. Now, if we take a look at the photograph right here, you will notice how vibrant it really is. And a feature that I really enjoy about this hybrid is that the petals and sepals have a tendency to twist, and it makes a very gnarly flower. Making our way back here, we have a beautiful LC elegans variety Cerulean with 7 buds, and over to the right is its sibling, which is still in sheath, but we can clearly see that there are some buds beginning to develop. Now, these buds are more advanced, and as of filming this video, they have actually bloomed. So let me go ahead and show you a picture because it really is a stunner. Now, this particular LC elegans is the Cerulean variety, and it has a stunning dark purple lip, and the petals and sepals have the cerulean lavender color as well. Now you will notice that it has this wonderful green undertone, and it also has a fragrance, which is definitely very nice. Up next, we have this elegant primary hybrid between Cattleya guttata and Cattleya tenebrosa. This primary hybrid was originally created in 1901, and even though it was made more than 100 years ago, it's still a striking hybrid that captivates me every time it blooms to this day. So you can definitely see it has a stunning color. Truly magnificent. Now let's go take a look at this hybrid of Potinara Martha Clark by Sarpholalia Cattleya Tokyo Life. Now this is a compact Cattleya, meaning it won't reach more than about 10 to 12 inches in height. I think that this particular seedling here will actually do really well in a basket, and it will also display better. Now let's take a look at this Rupiculus Laelia hybrid between Laelia milleri and Laelia katzkiana. And Laelia milleri has a very strong red pigmented flower, while Laelia katzkiana has a neon vibrant orange flower. So we can definitely see where this seedling gets its characteristics from. Now shifting the camera over back here, we can see a stunning hybrid of yet another yellow Cattleya. Now this one is not as similar as the one that I got in my orchid haul. This is a hybrid between Pennycarota by Sunco Sunspots, and it really is a stunning flower. Now I want to show you guys perhaps one of my favorite hybrids of all time, and it's a hybrid between Brassavola perrinii by Brassavola David Sanders. And this seedling definitely looks a lot like David Sanders. This is a picture of the first bud when it first bloomed, and you can see that it had a very nice green undertone when it first opens. Now as time progresses, the flower does become larger and the sepals become more white with pink edges, and the sepals are a nice light pink. Now you will notice that the second flower to open is a lot smaller, but that is just because it just opened and is still fresh. And we're just going to go ahead and take a quick break from all of the blooming orchids that are in my collection right now, and I do want to point out these rescues that I obtained over a year ago. Now most of these right here are Cattleya walkerianas, and you can tell by the way that their pseudobulbs are very shriveled, and they are yellow as well, so you can tell that they have definitely been through a little bit of trauma, to put it lightly. So when I first got these, they were actually in an acidic mix, and the bark was breaking down pretty badly, but sadly I couldn't do too much because they weren't in active growth at the time, and they wouldn't be in active growth for another year. So here we are 1 year later, and many of these actually have new growths. You can definitely see that out of all of the pseudobulbs right here that are shriveled up, there is a tiny new growth and beginning to emerge, and right back here there is another rescue that is beginning to plump up already. So it's definitely exciting. I have more rescues that I would love to show you guys, and yeah, I can't wait. Even this little guy's beginning to put out some new roots too. Again, here is another Cattleya from my orchid haul, and you can see the candy stripes a lot better. And right over here is another seedling that I got from the San Diego Orchid Show, which is really beautiful. Now this was sadly mislabeled as Comparetta falcata, but it actually is Comparetta rosea, and I was able to identify it with the help of Ruben. So thanks Ruben, if you're watching this, I really appreciate that. Now I have repotted it into a 1.5 inch terracotta pot with a little bit of moss because it didn't have too many roots when I first got it, and I was worried that it wasn't going to make it. But clearly this guy is thriving, and I am really excited with its blooms. They're very beautiful. Over here we have another orchid from my orchid haul, still in bloom. if we actually travel over on this side here, we can see a Dendrobium bigibbum hybrid. Now this particular Dendrobium is called Dendrobium enobi purple splash, and the first thing you will notice is how it has these very striking brush stroke like splashes on the petals, sepals, and lip. It's very, very peculiar because the center of the petals and sepals is white, so the splashes really stand out. Now if we go down here, here is a new growth, and I can even see some of the splashing beginning to manifest itself in the young pseudobulb. And of course, moving along over here, we have yet another beautiful yellow spotted Cattleya hybrid between Brassolalia Cattleya Vermilion Sunset by Sarpholalia Cattleya Catherine Clarkson. Now here we have Laelia purpurata, which is a species that is native to Brazil and can be found in the states of Rio Grande do Sul, Santa Catarina, and Sao Paulo. Now, not only are the flowers fragrant and long-lasting, but they really do display very well. As you can see here, the lip definitely stands out right against the white sepals and petals, which is really striking. It definitely is one of my favorite species for that reason. Here we can see it in full bloom, and it definitely looks glorious. And lastly, here we have this multifloral Paphiopedilum. Now this Paphiopedilum goes by the name of Paphiopedilum julius, and it is a hybrid between Paphiopedilum rothschildianum by Paphiopedilum lowii. Now this plant is very special to me because it does have my father's namesake, Lázaro. Some of the characteristics that I really enjoy about this bloom is the way that it has that very nice spotting in the petal with a beautiful burgundy tip. It really is nice. The dorsal sepal is also very striking. It's almost like a king's crown or something along those lines. And that about concludes my video for what is currently blooming in my orchid collection right now. I had a lot of fun showing you guys those blooms, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed it just as much as I did. Now if you are feeling generous, feel free to give a thumbs up, like, rate, and subscribe. That is definitely always appreciated. And I want to know, what are some of the cool orchids that you guys have in your collections that are just beginning to open or are even in bud? So feel free to comment right down below. I would love to read some of your comments, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day, a fantastic week, and I will catch you guys on my next video. But until then, peace